Okay, we are all set.
Good evening, welcome to the June Hamlin Conservation Board. Emergency exits are located on either end of the building, with a handicap to the right-hand side, and the AED is right across the hall. Cheryl, please call the roll.
Janine Clark. Here. Rob Westcott.
Here.
Steve Rutherford.
Here.
And Carrie Whipple. Here. Because Louis called and said he would not be able to be here
Alrighty.
tonight. Right?
Next is the approval of the minutes. Are there any changes or additions to the minutes?
So we don't have a quorum from those who were present at the May meeting.
Okay,
Right, but we have a quorum for the people who were present at the April meeting, which was not approved last week.
alright, so,
This was on the minutes, it said approval of the April 22nd meeting, it seems to be approved on June 20th.
okay,
So these three were at the April meeting.
right,
So, am I reading this correctly? So is it incorrect on the May 28th? It says approval of the April 20th. We did not
Yeah.
approve the minutes.
no, have to approve the,
Okay, so-
April 22
That's okay.
minutes.
Yes.
So is there any additions, corrections to the April 22 minutes? Hearing none, Cheryl, please poll.
Okay. Rob Westcott.
Yep.
Janine Clark.
Abstain.
Steve Rutherford.
Yes.
Carrie Whipple.
Yes.
All right. The minutes have been approved. What about May's minutes? Are we good for that?
I would say no, because you weren't there.
I wasn't here.
So it was just us two, so there's no quorum.
Nope.
So that'll be July 15th.
I will need Lewis for that.
Yeah. Okay, we go on July. All right, we'll go right into reports. Janine?
Planning board, Monday, June 3rd. There were two things on the agenda. No public hearings. The first item on the agenda was the Zaniera subdivision at 75 Walker Road. He was seeking a property merge of two parcels and he owns into one parcel at 75 Walker Road. It's in the RVL district. There were no comments from the attorney. There was no expansion of existing buildings. So there were no concerns. It was determined that it was an unlisted negative seeker declaration, and that was approved. And the motion to grant the property merge was approved. Second thing on the agenda was preliminary and final multiple lot subdivision for JDP Land LLC at 1765 Redmond Road. They were seeking subdivision of land to create two new lots. It's part of a filed subdivision. The purpose of this is to build a new barn. It's in the RVL zoning district. So it is proposed to create two lots. Things on information on the tax account was misspelled, so there were some wrinkles. But they did go ahead and schedule a public hearing, and I think all those little details will get worked out by July 9th, 7 p.m. So no decision was made other than a public hearing. just, not a discussion, it was just the lawyer was, spoke with the board about, making sure that the letters of intent that applicants fill out are, adequate. And that was the meeting, quite a short meeting.
All righty, thank you very much. Fish Advisory Board, sad report that Dr. Matthew Altenwitter from SUNY Brockport passed away of stomach cancer in March. He was one of our board members, and he was doing the work on the bloaters or the Cisco's in Irondequoit Bay. And they haven't appointed anybody to take his place in that research project as of yet, but our condolences went out to the family. I signed my life away for our new marketing website, digital marketing campaign, and we're a month into it right now, and we've got a lot of hits of people looking at this area for fishing adventures, and the other part is they're also looking for like family packages to go on wine tours and different kinds of things in Rochester to do with their families when they come here. So it's not just going out and fishing for one day, it's a whole family adventure now. And he didn't have the exact figures, but it's not surprising that Pennsylvania had quite a few hits. Ohio, I was surprised to see some from Vermont and Maine. When they have the best lobster rolls in the world there, why would you want to leave? So, but yeah, people are interested in coming to this area. By me signing our wife away, we had just enough money to pay the rest of the bills the rest of the year. Lake trout tagging project is proceeding. Stacy Frugal from the, brain down.
Sea Grant,
Sea Grant.
New York State Sea Grant.
Yeah, she is helping with that project, and she's hoping to get us some information fairly soon as to what the lake trout with the tags on them are doing so far. And what it has shown right now is lake trout move more than what people kind of thought they did. Let's see, most of this is old news. Other than that, that was about it. We're still looking into the studies being done out in Lake Ontario for filming lake trout spawning, and they're looking for places where they're actively spawning and trying to check and see if they can get a survivability test as per eggs laid and fry being successfully hatched. So we're eagerly awaiting that information. Next, while the EMC meetings have stopped until September, The Natural Resources Committee, which of course I'm on, is still going, fast and furious. We're working on this GIS mapping system, and they about have all the layers, what we're asking for, that we would have control over according to, Article 47, which are the bylaws from which the EMC is governing. Right now, the layers that we're looking at, which MS4, which is storm, sewers, and waters. Other things that we're looking at specifically right now is wetlands, open spaces, soils, slopes, water resources and features, agricultural use district, vegetation, farmlands, wildlife, habitat and management areas, tree cover, unique natural areas, specific geology features, scenic sites, parks and trails, foundation, land and landholding trusts, historic sites, archaeological sites, cemeteries, and golf courses. And there's one that I do not know what it is, but it's called an EJ layer. And my eyes just caught it, I can't remember what that is for. Within these layers, we'll be asked to go in and take the map and bounce our information from the town off from this map to see how closely they follow, and we should be able to track erosion. We should be able to track invasive species once we get everything in, such as the water chestnut plant grows out in Radix Bay.
Is this specifically for Monroe County?
Specifically just for Monroe County. I mean, it's for the entire state, but we only have a license for Monroe County.
Okay.
And,
How do the towns able to contact them somehow and update the information as need be?
yes. Yes. And, if we get looking into the maps and we have an area that comes up for dispute, we can see what ties in with what. You know, is there a wetland that ties in, or yeah, an agricultural land that ties into an archaeological thing and stuff. And right now, this is known stuff, and as we find things, they'll be able to add them into the to track what we're doing or what we need to do, and see how things will influence one another. And we keep on teasing Star. She's with the health department. When you see a restaurant closed down for rats, she's the one that's closed it down. We asked her if they were going to put a layer in there for what section of the county has the biggest rats. So, but they can track rodent infestation. We can track rabies. If one area is more prone to another, you can look at it a little bit longer or harder to see what needs to be done there. But once it's up and running and we get all our licenses approved, it should be a good resource for us, in being able to plan if there's any more parks that are gonna be able to develop, any more cemeteries, whatever. And, should help us.
Is this something that can help us with our open space index?
Yes.
Updating?
Yes. And, that's probably for us one of the biggest things that we can track. We don't have that, we got more stuff in the LWRP for our region than what a lot of people do. And so that covers quite a lot of it. But, so it's fairly exciting. We'll be back in section on the 27th of this month. Woohoo! But, other than that, Mr. Rob.
So the minutes from the June 10th town board meeting, one of the big things was their approval for seal coating and some repairs and some changes to the current tennis courts and some addressing of some updates to that, and adding some pickleball courts. That's kind of been in the works for a while.
Yeah.
We know how popular pickleball seems to be. There was also a resolution for the bridge on Weiler Road over West Creek Bridge for a rehab project on that. And we had a conversation earlier discussing, Kendall had a meeting discussing their sewer district, and I guess not a lot was discussed, so I was hoping to report a little bit more on that,
Yeah.
but apparently there wasn't a whole lot that actually happened in that meeting, so. But they did have a meeting on the 20th, so.
Alrighty. Ooh. Gerald, we have anything for the zoning board?
No.
All right. So, is everybody okay with the assignments for next month?
I will not be, the planning board changed their date from the 1st to the 9th, and so I'm gonna be on vacation. I don't know if anybody needs to cover me because some of the inspections I did are pretty straightforward, and I can just send my report to the planning board.
Okay.
Although I still have one more to do, so, I'll let anybody know if they need to cover for me, but otherwise I might be able just to send an email to
Okay.
the planning board, not chairperson, and tell them.
The meeting's on the 9th?
The meeting on Tuesday, I think it's Tuesday. isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Because the town board meeting is on Monday.
Gotcha.
I was thinking it was the 4th of July,
Yeah, I think
but
that's
I'm only
why,
half reading.
that's why,
Okay.
that's why they changed
Yeah,
their
that makes sense.
meetings, because of vacations and everything around the 4th of July. I understand that was why they changed it. So, otherwise, everybody.
Oh, yeah,
okay?
July's all kind of goofy, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm kind of goofy anyway, so.
But July 4th during the middle of the week.
Yeah.
Maybe I usually can get to work on Friday.
Right.
How many people are actually gonna do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I save mine.
All right. Janine, do we have anything for the presents?
Yes, I do. There's been a lot of conservation type activity in here. First, I'll say that swimming is now open 7 days a week at the park, weather and water quality dependent. I mentioned last month that the Friends of Hamel Beach had built some bins for the campers to put their returnable bottles and cans. And they are using those, and so far we've collected nearly 2,000 returnables.
Wow.
And then that money can go toward
Wow.
Friends Project, so, and that's only with those 3 bins. In fact, the park manager suggested, or kind of hinted, maybe we should build some more. These are only in the campground, because the rest of the park is still carry out far. As far as conservation type efforts, it's, with the help of a watercraft inspection steward, 43 pounds of swallowwort, which is a plant that's toxic to monarchs, was removed from Devil's Nose. And then a homeschool group contacted, there was a contact made with the Friends group. They wanted to do a volunteer project, so they came in and removed garlic mustard from the marsh, another invasive species. And then there was a very large invasive Japanese knotweed that was growing in Area 3 along the wall that had been built by CCC boys. And it was so big and it was starting to push through the wall that it took park employees, they had to use a backhoe and chains and many hours to pull out this Japanese knotweed. So other things will have been temporarily annuals and things to fill in that spot. Native plants have been ordered for pollinator gardens and to increase diversity in the no-mow zones. And the Friends have been helpful in planting rose bushes and annuals in various places throughout the park, trying to beautify it because this is the centennial year for the New York State Parks. I mentioned that Bash at the Beach is happening on, last month I mentioned, it's happening this Saturday, June 29th, and there are various events are planned throughout the day, starting at 1 p.m. and it's going to end with a concert at 6 p.m. and fireworks at 10. And various other activities going on. For example, I think at 1 o'clock there's a ribbon cutting for the Moby mats that the Friends were able to pay for with a grant. I believe they might already be installed. This is like the ribbon cutting. There's some other events that the park is planning, so it's kind of all-day things beginning or all afternoon.
Right.
Beginning at 1 p.m. this Saturday at the park.
Are there fireworks for 4th of July? Is
These are the fireworks.
there? Oh, so they're not gonna do it again on the 4th?
No.
Okay.
In fact, they almost always, the last 4 or 5 years at
Yeah.
least, have been doing it the Saturday before.
Okay.
Probably you can be part of the pro wrestling team this year?
Yeah,
No?
there is going to be a wrestling.
Yeah.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Pro
interesting.
wrestling, I think there's a Jeep, something with Jeeps going on.
Oh, really?
There's a sandcastle competition, build sandcastles, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, the kids would be out there for their sandcastles, they went and bought their buckets today.
Yeah, I think that's at 2 o'clock, I think.
Yep.
So a lot going on Saturday.
And there's no zoning workshop report? No. All right, can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn this portion of the meeting.
I'll second.
All right, been moving second, we adjourn this portion of the meeting. And do we need to pull that, or does everybody say aye?
Aye.
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 Then a motion to,
Okay,
reopen it with those present.
okay, we open with those present, and we'll go right into the Hamlin Water Fit Committee. Meeting, same people present. What you got for us, Janine?
I did a couple of pretty easy inspections. There was one at 7882 Newco Drive. The applicant wants to fence in that enclosure. There doesn't seem to be any issues with that. It's a 50% okay fencing. Doesn't extend any farther north than the edge of the deck. Still 20 feet from the break wall. They do need to go to zoning for a variance, but they have no issues conservation wise. And the other inspection I did was at 5902 West Latona. The homeowner removed an existing wood fence and plans to replace it with a pretty similar board-on-board composite fencing that will be in the same position, going as far north as the northern end of his home. I asked him if it appeared to block any of his neighbor's view because it's going as far north as Skikatch Distance. And then we looked over and his neighbor had a big wall up because they have a hot tub behind the wall, so there really is no view to block for them because they've already blocked their own view. So there was no issues with that, but he also needs to, get variance. And Cheryl, I just noticed I checked the wrong box on that. You see, like, maybe I'll show it to you. I checked the box that said the DEC permit is required, which is not correct. It's the box above it. So I'll just switch it on this, and you can switch it on before you send it to the planning board. And those were all the inspections I did so far.
Alrighty. Does anybody have anything else that needs to be discussed?
I can make mention that Stacy Fergal, New York State Sea Grant contacted me and was looking for the Lake Ontario Charter Boat Association support on a grant that she's applying for an economic impact study on the, I don't know if it's just gonna cover the charter industry or if it's gonna cover fishing guides and the charter industry on Lake Ontario.
Okay.
So I thought that was a good thing.
Yeah,
It
she
probably needs
said,
to
she
get
said
updated.
she was gonna contact us. Okay, guys, but that's the last I heard.
So, I don't know, she says she's gonna send me her rough draft, so.
Okay.
And then, we have the Sandy Creek Shootout, Trout and Salmon Tournament, which is July 27th. And the weigh-in for that tournament is right here at the town hall at 2 p.m.
They having a big fish?
Yeah.
So Tommy's?
What was the date, July 27th?
Can I enter?
July 27th. Yep.
My little 16-foot
Oh,
boat?
That's also the same day as the junk jamboree.
Yes. Yes.
So it'll be big doings.
That's all I got.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alrighty. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded that we adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, so approved.
Alright.
Have a beautiful, beautiful week.